I'm James Demer, the audio nomad, and today we're having a very special conversation with Frankie Bina, who is a Czechoslovakian living in Shenzhen, China, and working for Shanling. And we're going to get to know Frankie and learn a little bit about his life and Shanling. So Frankie, it's so nice to meet you. Thanks for agreeing to speak with us.
Hey, no problem. I will say just one small detail. Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore since 1993. We are now Czech Republic.
Yes, I'm so sorry. We may end up leaving that in. Frankie's from the Czech Republic, not Czechoslovakia. I'm showing my age. Sorry about that, Frankie. But from the Czech Republic, okay. Tell me, how did you end up in Shenzhen, China from the Czech Republic? That's quite a move.
Okay, so it is a kind of complicated history. So my audio journey started back in like 2006 on the local Czech audio forums where we were discussing at that time very primitive IEMs. And we were kind of the first generation that really got more into really dedicated headphone audio setups. At that time, it was HD 600, AKG 701, and then the HD 800 was this big boom. So that's where was my beginning in audio. And over the years, I was very active in the community. I was writing on the forums. Then I was writing even for the Czech website about audio. And then in 2017, I kind of started dating a girl in China. And then I started looking for the jobs in China. And I actually know Shanling was in the city. And I simply sent them email asking them, hey guys, are you looking for somebody to help you out with the international market? I have this knowledge of the headphone space, portable audio, which at that time was the main focus for the Shanling. And luckily it was a few weeks before the High in Munich. And the Shanling team was coming to the Munich, and so we agreed to meet up there. And the first High in Munich for me was pretty much interview for them, 4 days of showing off my knowledge and how I can communicate with customers, distributors. And that's pretty much how I got in touch with them. And then in a few months, I finished my job in the Czech and I moved to China. And been living here for now 6 years.
That's an amazing story. So you've been working for Shanling the entire time that you've been in China since 2017?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Are you still dating the girl that you followed to China?
Oh, we got married.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, that's cool. Do you speak Chinese? Have you learned some Mandarin?
I'm always trying to learn more and more. It's a very complicated language, and I especially find it compared to the Czech. There can be some very complicated things, because for me the Czech was always kind of long words and a little bit slow, and then the Chinese is can be very short, can be long and complicated, almost like German. And it is very hard for me to learn. So I'm trying. I have some basics, but yeah, not at the level where I want it to be.
All right, I know you already speak Czech and English, and I'm guessing a little German as well. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
I was just going to ask, one of the I would say common misconceptions in the HiFi community is that the quality of Chinese high fidelity is not as good as it is from other parts of the world, say the UK or Germany or, some of the boutique American brands. And I'm wondering, now that you're a European who's been working for I would say Shanling is not only a high-end Chinese hi-fi company, but they're a pioneer. They've been in business for over 30 years now. What do you think some of the misconceptions are that the world has about Chinese hi-fi, and how do you address those with your job?
So the Chinese hi-fi it's not just hi-fi, it's like all the Chinese products. You can find from the very best to the very worst and everything in between. So For the hi-fi, you have some brands that are making like true high-end devices. They can be doing them under their own name. Lots of them will be made under OEM for lots of the Western or European companies. Even Shanling been in the business since 1988, and a big part of Shanling business was doing OEM for lots of other brands. So even nowadays, when you go to the European shows, you will be walking past some devices, and inside they will be built in our factory, designed partly by our teams. So so you can have some devices that are true high-end. China has one of the most dedicated hi-fi engineers and hi-fi audiences in the world. I think only Japan would be the one matching them on the pure interest of the normal audience into the hi-fi. And in here you will have like crazy designers that have this idea, and then they will just push it through to get it built.
Why do you think that China maybe only rivals Japan in terms of the quality and the cutting edge nature of the devices that are being designed and built?
I think that's partly because you have so many designers. That's one thing, simply based on the amount of people. So you can see it on the Olympics. You have so many people, there will be simply more of them good. And in the engineers, it can be a little bit similar. And what we see in the hi-fi, you have these people that are very dedicated for it. They spent decades designing and improving. And because you are very closely connected to the local manufacturing, and you can find, even the craziest idea, you can find somebody here who will build it for you. And that's why the Chinese hi-fi, or overall the Chinese technology nowadays can be leading in many departments, because here the progress from the idea to actually releasing the product can be very easy and very quick. In the West, you have few factories that are set up. They do it some way, and you cannot just come to them and be like, "Hey, I have this big idea. Make me new amplifier with this unique technology." In here, you can do it easily. Like there will be actually guys competing for your attention, for the manufacturing, and it puts the pressure on the market that, with you knowing that, hey, anybody can do it if they have the good idea. And that's why we see nowadays the small DACs getting better and cheaper. That's why we have such a big boom in the earphones. Why even nowadays with the CD players, we at the Shanling, we kind of restarted it back in 2021, the interest into them. And
yeah,
right now you can see other Chinese manufacturers are getting into the CDs and are pushing down the price, and at the same time expanding their capabilities. And it is simply because if you have a good idea, you can make it into the good product. And for the hi-fi, that's what is pushing the progress further.
How did Shanling decide to really go deep into CDs when it seems like, maybe CDs are past their prime?
Firstly, the CDs for Shanling were always the core of the Shanling. Because I will say the beginnings back in the 80s, that was a little bit more like KTV and equalizers and amplifiers. But pretty much from the early 90s, Shanling got much more into CD players. And for next 2 decades, the CD players were the main thing for Shanling. In like mid 2000s, we were launching like flagship CD players at that time at 7,000 USD, and they were like well regarded. You could find reviews for them in big magazines. And then a little bit over the time, in 2010s, the CD players, they got a little bit quieter. And then that was when the Shanling got more into the portable audio. And pretty much when the Shanling launched on the international market again in 2015, it was with a focus on the portable players. And that followed up for the next 5-6 years for the international market. But in China, we were still making CD players. And then in around 2021, we started playing more with the idea of kind of launching new generation of the CD players. At that time, we already started seeing growing interest into the CDs again. Because what happened with the CDs is a little bit similar what happened to vinyl in 2010s. People are getting it nowadays for few reasons. One is that it is very easy way how to support your favorite artists. So nowadays, especially we see it in East Asia, when there is like new big bands, people are actually buying the CDs because, oh, I want to support my artist. So they're buying the CDs, and lots of them have no way how to play them. Like at my home, I don't have a single CD drive on my computer. And so for that one, that was kind of push for us to launch the affordable CD players. Like we now have EC Smart that's at 150 USD, and that's like this ideal small CD player that you can connect over Bluetooth to your speakers. On the other hand, you have people that are getting the CDs because of the distrust into the big technology of the streamers. It is much more on the movie side when people are like, where the movies are simply disappearing from Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max. One day, and the movies are simply gone. And we see that actually getting adopted also for the music, where people are starting to be untrusting to the Spotify and Apple Music, because like any day, like these services, they can just shut down, and like you have your playlists that are just gone, or the music. You had like one favorite album and it just disappears.
I had a huge record collection basically as a child, teenager, into my probably early 20s, and then shifted over to CDs and had thousands of CDs, and now I've gotten rid of a lot of CDs, but I still have some that I'll never get rid of. And I think there's something really fun about it's the tangibility. You know, it's like a record, but it's easier to carry around. You don't have to take as good care of it. You can look at that album cover. You can read about, you know, the liner notes, and you can put a CD in and listen to an album start to finish, which is something that I still love to do. And I think, you know, without the distraction of looking at your phone or you know, having Spotify going in the background where you're doing other things, you can really maybe just sink into a CD like you would an album. And it is something that you own, and no one's going to take it away from you. Like you said, the streaming music services that giveth and taketh away. So I love that CDs are coming back, and I think the quality is phenomenal. Frankly, you know, at the, what is it, 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz, it's all I need for my ears to have a really amazing listening experience. Tell me, does Shanling have anything new coming in the pipeline? Is there anything that they're working on that you're excited about that you can share with us?
So we have a new high-end player coming, the Shanling M8T. M8 was one of our best-selling player ever, and now we are kind of following up on it with our first player with a tube inside. So that's something new for us.
Is that the one that it's the three-legged? It's like a kind of looks like a UFO, very sculptural.
Oh no, that's that one we launched actually in Munich this year. That's the called T35. Okay. And that's our like ultra flagship CD player. That one is crazy expensive. Crazy. It is like 18,000 euro.
Yeah.
And that one is a little bit more like a reminder that Shanling have been doing high-end stuff. And this is kind of like, hey, guys, we can make it. And I would say, honestly, for that one, it is a bit more for where the peak audiophiles that when you have a bunch of CD players around 20,000 USD, we can take this one, compare it to them, and that one is a bit unique.
What about portable audio? Anything? I mean, you do a lot of digital audio players, DAC amps. You even dabble with some pretty nice looking. I haven't actually heard them, but some of your single dynamic driver IEMs look really beautiful and promising.
For the portable, we will have the new M8 coming soon. So that one is one of the most. At the show, that was the one player that had the biggest audience. Over the past year, we launched our single dynamics in the MG line, the MG600 and MG800. And so they were our take on single dynamic in very unique shells. One of them was with stabilized wood, the other one was with titanium housing. The tuning can be a little bit different. It's a little bit more unique. It doesn't follow, like nowadays lots of IEMs are made with this one exact frequency curve in mind and everything should follow it. That's something we like to do more on the budget end. But for our single dynamics, for the more high-end ones, we try to do a little bit, something a little bit more unique. It is finding its audience.
It's interesting, I was actually just thinking as you were speaking about frequency curves and how there seem to be trends. I actually think that like in wine, reviewers tend to influence what curve or what frequency response is popular, and people, tend to trust what a reviewer says. And if you're going to spend a whole bunch of money on something, you want like a guarantee that, what you're buying is going to sound to your liking. And I think it's fun that a company that's big enough like Shanling can maybe take the chance and tune something to one of its acoustic engineers' liking that's maybe not a straight up Harman curve or the new Meta curve and release it.
People don't want to do that much research. If you can tell people, hey, this one is 9 out of 10, this one is 7 out of 10, they're happy.
Yep.
That's why the ratings, the ratings tables, the ratings chart are so popular. That's why the measurements are like nowadays kind of, I would say almost a crutch to some of the hi-fi reviewers, because they will be like, oh, it is matching this line up to 85%, so it is 85% good.
Right.
And because for lots of people that are even starting in hi-fi, they do not know what will be their preferences. And so for them, it can be kind of overwhelming in the beginning, being all these different, words being used for describing the sound. And if you can give to them, being like, hey, this is the line, it is almost matching the line, that's good enough. Oh, okay, so I'll buy it. So our IEMs, we have this, but at the same time, as kind of old school hi-fi company, we know that that's one part of it. Because it can show you if you make a mistake in design and you see it, oh, okay, we messed up something, we're gonna change it. We sometimes have prototypes and they will be like this, they will be the same chipsets inside, but there will be like different capacitors or different actually just wiring inside. And we have them in the office as kind of blind test. And it goes to main 5 to 10 people in the company that are more trusted for the hi-fi opinion, and be like, hey guys, here's 3 units. Tell us which sounds the best. And give it to them without even like leading them up. Oh, this one is more expensive, this one is cheaper. And you just give it to them and ask for the feedback. And sometimes it is like, oh, they sound pretty much the same. But sometimes we actually find that it can make the difference, but it is difference that we don't see on the measurements. We know measurements are important, but at the same time, we have people here that have been designing audio devices for more than 30 years, and we trust in their opinions. And I think that's always is at the heart of Shanling, and not something that you can simply capture by the numbers.
If you were going to predict something that's going to happen in our industry, what direction is Shanling's arrow pointing towards?
I think we are now pretty much fine with being like, hey, we are traditional hi-fi. We think this sounds good, here it is. You either enjoy the sound or not. But I think lots of trends nowadays, we see it even in the IEMs, that they nowadays coming with USB cables and built-in equalizers.
Yeah.
For me, when I started in 2006, it was simple like, hey, if you don't like the sound of IEMs, just get a different one. But nowadays it's much more being pushed to, oh, we're checking on these, and then you have like these EQ profiles. The question is then, what are the EQ profiles based on? And it is like, I will get it, and then I will spend another hours sitting at my computer moving sliders around, trying to get it sound
Yeah.
a bit better than I think it should sound.
I think in our hobby, the whole DSP cable into the computer, into the phone thing, for most people probably opens up a fun world where they can really experiment with different tunings without buying a new IEM.
For some people, it can be simply about the music. And
Yeah.
for some other ones, it can be about the chase for the equipment.
Yeah.
But even these people that are chasing the equipment, I think even them, they are able to enjoy the music. And they just want to hear it in the ideal way, how they believe it should be.
I know we've probably both had those amazing moments where you just sink into an orchestral piece or, a beautiful song and almost lose yourself in the beauty that surrounds you with the music. And those are the times that I chase. And it doesn't happen all the time, but when that happens, It's really magic. It's pretty fun.
In here, we are in our main listening room. That is like all acoustically treated panels. We have the Bower Wilkins Diamonds. We have massive monoblocks. And when I come here and put in some CD, I enjoy it massively. But at the same time, I'm sitting at my desk. I will be listening to our new IEMs that are 40 USD, and I enjoy it as much.
I was trying to do a little research online before this interview, and I found a video on YouTube of Frankie doing some really incredible yo-yo tricks, world-class yo-yo tricks. How did you learn how to yo-yo so well?
It's a bit like skateboarding, but without getting hurt that much, I would say. It is just great community of very, very chill, friendly people. Everybody is welcome, and you can just show up to any of the meetups or any tournaments. We doing world championships in the yo-yo. We organized it once in Prague.
Do you have a favorite yo-yo?
Oh no, I have a huge collection. Like I have like 300, 400 pieces nowadays. And
How do you choose?
sometimes I just reach to the box and pick one random.
Okay.
Sometimes it is like, I need something very small one to just fit into my pocket. Or some other time I have like, I have my backpack, so I can take one of these like massive ones that are more for like tricks that you're doing around your body. And sometimes it's just like, this is the newest one I added to the collection, so I will use this one for like next week to see how it goes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Frankie, thank you so much for taking the time before your very busy day, I'm sure, at Shanling in Shenzhen, China, to speak with us.
Okay. No problem.
Fascinating. I feel like we could talk all afternoon, and I'm hoping that the next time I'm in Shenzhen, maybe we can meet up in person and grab a coffee, and maybe you can teach me a yo-yo trick.
Anytime you will be in Shenzhen, you will be welcome in our office.
All right. Talk to you later. This video is brought to you by Linsol.com. Linsol sells IEMs, headphones, amplifiers, digital to analog converters, cables, really just about anything you could want for personal hi-fi or even home hi-fi. Their prices are great, the quality is exceptional, and their customer service is really second to none. Check them out in the link below.